Hello again, this is Dr. Kevin Connors, and welcome to Module 4, where we really want to address the cancer from a nutraceutical approach. So, the biggest thing I'd caution people when you're starting to look at nutraceutical approaches for cancer is doing too much and doing things and reading about things that are out there on social media and such that could actually be dangerous. So be careful of that. Never trust an approach that is promising a cure. Be very careful of those kind of things. And I realize, the biggest comment that we get from people that call us and do a case review is that they've it's kind of like drinking from a fire hose sometimes. There's so much information of different things that could work for cancer. If you were going to follow those, you could be on a couple hundred different bottles of supplements, taking 3 to 10 a day of each. It's just impossible to do that. So my first caution again is against cancer cures. You hear about these miracle drugs out there, miracle supplements or miracle treatments, and this has been suppressed by the FDA or the AMA for years, and there is some truth about that. The AMA has suppressed different things, but you have to strike a balance. I get arguments of people, well, where's the research on that? There's no research on nutritional products. Well, if you do a Google Scholar search on curcumin, the active form of turmeric, you'll probably find 500 Google Scholar pages of research articles on turmeric and curcumin and cancer. So don't tell me there's no research on different supplements. But the problem with it that I've spoken about before is a lot of the research on supplements is the supplement tied to using a chemotherapy drug as well, because you're not going to get IRB approval typically in the United States testing something, whether it be a Rife machine or a supplement on cancer used alone without standards of care. That's just the way it is. It's a corrupt system, unfortunately. So it's difficult to find specific research for different nutraceuticals against cancer without using standards of care. But that being said, it doesn't mean that they don't work. But don't believe that, oh, well, I read that using curcumin kills 97% of cancer in a petri dish. Well, if you just poured bleach on cancer in a petri dish, it's going to kill 100% of the cancer cells. So that doesn't mean you drink bleach. So that being said, be careful of that. I know that at least with the people that I speak with, everybody's coming out of the woodwork saying, my sister's boyfriend's friend did this, you should try this too, it worked for them. And it may very well have worked for them, whatever that thing is, but it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So I'm not going to get specific into protocols in this module, but in this Stop Fighting Cancer course, as we continue to build this course and make it robust, more robust. If you purchase this course, you have it now for a period of time, or if you purchased a lifetime access to this course, we're going to continue to add information, and I'm working on adding different protocols so that people can use different protocols, and taking it out of my book and adding it and putting it in a way that you're going to be able to find those protocols and be able to use it. In section 5 of my Stop Fighting Cancer book, I go through a ton of different cancer cares, you could say. Maybe that's a better way to put it. What are things that I can do that can help care for my body so that my body can help kill this cancer? It's not a cure. First of all, I don't believe that anybody's going to be cured of cancer short of God intervening, but it's a matter of setting it into remission and keeping it in remission for the next 30 years so that you could die of something else. That's really the goal. That's my goal for people that come to me. That's my goal for me. So I believe I have cancer cells growing in me all the time. It's whether I'm winning that battle or not winning that battle that makes the difference. So anything that I can do to keep ahead of the game, and that's has to do with using specific immune stimulants, using specific nutraceuticals that have been known throughout history to help kill cancer cells, finding that perfect mix for me. If you are a patient of ours, we do testing via cheek swab to find that. But for people that are going through this module series and our Stop Fighting Cancer series, we're going to have some protocols that you can try. I would suggest that you don't do too many things at one time. That's the key. So too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. And why is that? They're only natural. They're only supplements. Well, these are still supplements that if you take them and you absorb them, that's the only way they're going to do you any good. You absorb them, it's circulating through your bloodstream. Anything that's circulating through your bloodstream has to go through your liver and your kidneys in order to detoxify. So if you are overwhelming your liver as a cancer patient, that's not a good thing. So taking too much of anything, even if it's a good thing, if it's not going to be specifically helping your body kill your cancer, it's a bad thing. So I don't care how natural it is, it can still overwhelm your detoxification pathways, and that's never leads to a happy outcome. So we don't want to do that. So you're better trying to stick to a more minimalistic approach. Now, that being said, we have full plan cancer patients that we may have recommended 6 different things, but they're taking 22 other things that they've decided to add. And again, I don't fault them because I'm not God. And if that person feels like God is leading them to take those 22 other things, then by all means, then I want you to be obedient to God before you're obedient to me. But make sure you're not making that decision based upon fear. So you weigh out that decision. Should I try this approach? Or should I try this product? You weigh out that decision through gaining information, learning from me and other sources, and then weighing it out. Well, maybe it is a good approach, but maybe it's not a good approach right now because I'm doing this protocol now to see if this will knock my cancer down. And if it does, maybe I'll stay on that. If it doesn't, then maybe I'll switch off of that and try that other approach I was thinking about. Just trying to make rational decisions that way, trying to stay level-headed in your process and your thinking is my recommendation, so that you're not making decisions based upon fear and anxiety and then taking way too many things and that end up causing issues in itself. So that is my recommendation. And then when we get specific, we want to look at some of these protocols that have worked for patients in the past. Now, again, it's very different. So, two, triple negative breast cancer patients that are twin sisters, if they did the testing with us, could actually have totally different protocols. But we're going to put together some protocols that are some general possible protocols, several for each type of cancer that you can kind of pick through. They're certainly not a complete recipe book, and they're certainly not going to be specific to you without doing some testing. And even if we do the testing that are specific to you, nothing is guaranteed to work. So your body has to be able to take these nutraceuticals, these products, and then use them to the best of the ability to stimulate your body and stimulate your immune system to be able to fight that off. And there's no way to totally anticipate what the outcome of that is going to be. You just want to do as many right things as possible so that you can clean out your body, as we talked about in other modules, and detoxify and stimulate your immune system to be able to start fighting the cancer so that you can start winning this battle and dealing with your mind and your spirit and being at peace about your decision. That's the biggest thing that we want to talk about in all these modules, is that you have to calm that bunny brain of sympathetic nervous system anxiety down and be at peace about your decision, because one of the fruits of the Spirit is that peace and patience and gentleness and self-control that you need to seek after. So do not try to do too many things. Go on one protocol at a time. Don't take too many supplements that can overwhelm your liver. Pray about your decisions, have peace about your decisions, and just remember to look at the whole person. You aren't just this cancer. You aren't just a disease. You are a whole person that you need to deal with the psychology of this, the spiritual aspect of this. You have to have peace about this. You have to take a rational decision approach about this. So look at some of the protocols that we will have on the site. If we don't have now, we will be constantly updating it as you go through these modules. I haven't said this before, but make sure that you're coming back to this site on a regular basis, because we're going to be making it robust, adding more information for you to be able to help yourself. And we're doing this really because we are reaching a volume in our clinic that we just, we're reaching capacity. So we want to create these self-help things. And I realize I'm not going to be around forever either. So I'm trying to create something that can go on to perpetuity to a certain point so that people can get help and, like me, reach a 5-year mark when I had a 7% chance of 5-year survival. Well, I passed that last month. And when you listen to this, it could have been years that I passed that. So, that's what we want. I love Patch Adams' quote here: when you treat a disease, you can win, you can lose, but when you treat a person, you're always guaranteed to win, no matter what the outcome, because it's bigger than what you have going on. All right, I hope this is a blessing to you. Keep coming back to the site for those protocols that you can try, and I know that I'm praying for you, and I ask that you continue to pray for us in our clinic. Thanks so much.